Welcome back to my channel, US Rare Coins News, Top 1. Today we are talking about a quarter that most people have held in their hands, spent without thinking, and maybe even dropped between the seats of their car. The 1999 Connecticut State Quarter. And here's the crazy part. Some of these 25-cent coins have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, yes. A regular quarter. Before you spend your change today, you might want to look very closely at the date 1999 and the word Connecticut on the back. Because in this video, I'm going to show you what makes this coin special, the rare errors collectors are hunting for, and the real market value at the end. And trust me, one small detail can completely change what your coin is worth. Let's take a close look. The 1999 Connecticut State Quarter was part of the very first year of the legendary 50 State Quarters program launched by the United States Mint. That program changed coin collecting forever. Suddenly, millions of people started checking their change. Kids, adults, grandparents. Everyone. Now zoom in on the reverse side of this coin. You'll see a large, detailed tree. That's the famous charter oak, one of the most historic symbols in American history. According to legend, in 1687, Connecticut colonists hid their royal charter inside this very oak tree to protect it from the British governor. That tree stood for over 200 years before falling in a storm in 1856. When you hold this quarter, you're holding a piece of storytelling. A symbol of independence. A quiet act of rebellion captured in metal. Flip it over. On the front, you see the familiar portrait of George Washington, the same design style used on quarters after 1999 with slight modifications. The date 1999 sits clearly on the obverse. But here's where things get interesting. Over 657 million Connecticut quarters were minted in Philadelphia and over 688 million in Denver. That's more than 1.3 billion coins. So how can something made in the billions be valuable? Condition, errors, and tiny details most people miss. Let's start with condition. If you find a 1999 Connecticut quarter in your pocket right now, it's probably worth face value, 25 cents. But if you have one in uncirculated condition, meaning it was never used in everyday transactions and still has its original mint luster, the value jumps. In mint state grades like MS-65, these coins can sell for around $10 to $20. Not bad for a quarter. Now here's where collectors get serious. High-grade examples graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading companies can sell for several $100s. Some exceptional pieces have crossed the $1,000 mark at auction. And that's because finding a perfect coin from circulation is extremely rare. But wait. That's not all. Let's talk about errors. This is where the real treasure hunt begins. Point 1 of the most famous errors for 1999 quarters is the spitting horse variety. On some quarters, there appears to be a raised die crack that runs from Washington's mouth toward the rim, making it look like he's spitting. It's small, easy to miss, but collectors love it. Depending on condition, these can sell for $50 to over $100. Then there are off-center strikes. Imagine the coin being stamped slightly off position so part of the design is missing and blank metal shows on one side. If you find a Connecticut quarter that's clearly off-center but still shows the date, that coin could be worth anywhere from $75 to several $100 depending on how dramatic the error is. There are also double die errors where the lettering or numbers look slightly doubled under magnification. You might need a simple magnifying glass to spot it. Look closely at the words Connecticut or E pluribus unum. If you see clear separation or doubling, you could be looking at a valuable find. And here's something many people forget. There are also silver-proof versions of the 1999 Connecticut quarter. These were not released into circulation. They were made for collectors and contain 90% silver. You can usually identify them by their mirror-like background and sharp details. In original proof sets, they often sell for $5 to $15. But in perfect PR-70 condition, they can bring significantly more. Now imagine this. You're going through an old coin jar. You pull out a shiny 1999 quarter. You flip it over. The tree looks crisp. The edges are sharp. You check the mint mark. You grab a magnifying glass. And suddenly you notice something unusual in the lettering. That simple moment could turn pocket change into a collector's piece. That's the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money. It's about discovery. So what is the real market value today? Most circulated 1999 Connecticut state quarters are worth exactly 25 cents. Uncirculated examples usually sell between $1 and $20 depending on grade. Error coins can range from around $50 to several $100s. And top condition graded coins have reached over $1,000 at major auctions, not millions. Not life-changing for most people. But still incredible for something many people ignore. Now I want to ask you. Do you own this coin? Have you ever checked your spare change for errors? And which state quarter would you love to add to your collection? Drop your answers in the comments. I read them all. Top 2. Today we are talking about a quarter that most people have spent without thinking twice, but one tiny detail on this coin has helped some collectors turn 25 cents into hundreds of dollars. This is the 1999 New Jersey state quarter, and it's hiding more secrets than you might expect. If you've got loose change nearby, grab it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for on this coin, why collectors love it, which rare errors can seriously boost its value, and what real examples have actually sold for. And near the end, I'll tell you how much the best ones have reached at auction. Now let's take a close look at the coin itself. Flip to the back. You'll see a powerful scene frozen in history. General George Washington standing in a boat, crossing icy waters with his soldiers. This design honors the famous crossing of the Delaware River in 1776 during the American Revolutionary War. It's one of the most dramatic moments in American history. The artwork is inspired by the iconic painting Washington Crossing the Delaware by Emanuel Leutze. When the 50 State Quarters program launched in 1999, New Jersey was one of the very first states featured. That means this coin helped kick off a collecting craze across the United States and even around the world. Take a closer look at the details. The flowing water. The determined expressions. The flag waving behind them. The words, Crossroads of the Revolution. It's not just pocket change. It's a miniature history lesson. Now flip it over. On the front, you see George Washington's portrait, updated slightly in 1999 compared to earlier quarters. Look for the mint mark under, In God We Trust. You'll see either AP for Philadelphia or AD for Denver. There are also mint-proof versions made in San Francisco. Here's where things get interesting. More than 363 million were struck in Philadelphia and over 299 million in Denver. That's a lot of coins. So how can something made in the hundreds of millions be valuable? Condition is everything. Most New Jersey quarters in circulation are worth exactly face value. 25 cents. But if you find one in uncirculated condition, meaning it was never used in daily transactions and still has sharp details and original shine, the value increases. In mint state grades like MS-65, these can sell for around $10 to $25. Now here's the part that makes collectors pay attention. High-grade examples graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services are extremely hard to find. Because these coins were heavily used, very few survived in near-perfect condition. Some top-quality examples have sold for several $100s at auction. In rare cases, especially well-preserved pieces have crossed the $1,000 mark, but condition isn't the only factor. Let's talk about errors. Error coins are where things get exciting. One type to watch for is off-center strikes. If the design looks shifted and part of the coin is blank, but you can still see the date, that coin could be worth anywhere from $75 to several $100s depending on how dramatic the misalignment is. Another thing to check is doubling. Use a magnifying glass and look closely at the lettering, especially New Jersey and E pluribus unum. If you see clear doubling in the letters or numbers, you may have a double die variety. These are much scarcer and can bring strong premiums depending on visibility and condition. Also look for die cracks or raised lines running across the design. While small cracks are common, dramatic ones that cut across Washington's boat or the lettering can add collector interest and increase value. And don't forget the proof versions. The San Francisco Mint produced both clad and 90% silver-proof quarters for collectors. These coins have mirror-like backgrounds and frosted designs. Silver-proof versions contain real silver, and even in average-proof condition they typically sell between $5 and $15. Perfect PR 70 examples can sell for significantly more. Imagine this scenario. You're sorting through an old jar of coins. You spot the boat scene. You check the date. 1999, you tilt it under the light. The surfaces look unusually clean. You grab a magnifier. The letters look sharp. No heavy scratches. Suddenly, that ordinary quarter doesn't feel so ordinary anymore. That's the thrill of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into hidden treasure hunts. So what's the real market value today? Circulated 1999 New Jersey state quarters are generally worth face value. Uncirculated examples typically range from about $1 up to around $25 depending on quality. Error coins can range from roughly $75 to several $100s. High-grade certified examples have sold for over $1,000 at auction when condition is exceptional. Silver-proof versions usually sell between $5 and $15, with top-graded pieces bringing higher prices. Not every coin will make you rich. But the right coin, in the right condition, absolutely can surprise you. Now I want to know. Do you own this New Jersey quarter? Have you ever checked it closely for errors? And which state quarter would you love to find in perfect condition? Tell me in the comments. I love seeing what you're discovering. Top 3. Today we are talking about a quarter that millions of people spent without a second thought, but a few sharp-eyed collectors turned into a serious payday. A 2004 state quarter. Just 25 cents on the surface. But in the right condition, with the right detail, it can be worth hundreds, even more. Most people don't realize that 2004 was one of the most exciting years in the entire 50-state quarter series. Multiple designs. Massive mintages. And hidden errors that still show up in pocket change today. In this video, I'll show you what to look for, which 2004 quarters collectors chase the most, the rare mistakes that boost value, and the real prices these coins are bringing right now. First, let's set the stage. The 2004 state quarters were part of the historic 50-state quarters program by the United States Mint. That program completely changed coin collecting. From 1999 to 2008, 5 new state designs were released each year. In 2004, we got Michigan, Florida, Texas, Iowa, and Wisconsin. Now here's where things get interesting. Not all 2004 quarters are equal. Let's zoom in on one of the most talked about coins of the year. The 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter. On the back, you'll see a cow, a wheel of cheese, and a corn stalk. It celebrates Wisconsin's agricultural heritage. Looks simple, right? But this coin hides one of the most famous modern quarter errors ever discovered. Take a close-up of the corn stalk. Some 2004 Wisconsin quarters have what's known as the extra leaf error. Under magnification, you might see an extra leaf on the corn. There are 2 main versions, the high leaf and the low leaf varieties. These weren't part of the original design. They appeared due to die modifications or damage during production, and collectors went wild. If you find a genuine extra leaf Wisconsin quarter in circulated condition, it can sell for around $100 to $300 depending on quality. Higher grade examples have sold for even more. Imagine finding that in your change. Now let's talk about Texas. The 2004 Texas State Quarter features the outline of the state with a lone star and a lasso design circling it. It's bold. Clean. Instantly recognizable. While Texas quarters are common in circulation, high-grade mint state versions graded MS-67 or better are tough to find. Some have sold for several $100s simply because so few survived in near-perfect condition. Then there's the 2004 Florida quarter. On the reverse, you'll see a Spanish galleon ship, a space shuttle, and the outline of the state. It represents centuries of exploration, from early European voyages to modern space missions. Look closely at the shuttle and lettering. Some collectors search for doubling or die cracks in these areas. While major errors are rare, strong double die examples can bring solid premiums. The Michigan quarter shows the Great Lakes and the state's outline. Clean design. Strong detail. In top grades, especially from the Denver Mint, these can reach impressive auction numbers if certified at very high levels like MS68. And don't overlook Iowa. Its design features a one-room schoolhouse inspired by a painting by Grant Wood, the same artist famous for American Gothic. That small schoolhouse represents education and community values. Again, common in circulation. But in pristine condition, these coins become much harder to find than people think. Now flip any 2004 state quarter to the front. You'll see George Washington's portrait, consistent across the series. Check the mint mark. P for Philadelphia. D for Denver. S for San Francisco proof coins. Here's something many people miss. The San Francisco Mint produced both clad proof and 90% silver proof versions for collectors. The silver proofs were never released into circulation. You can identify them by their mirror-like surfaces and sharp frosted designs. Even raw silver proofs often sell for $5 to $15, and perfect PR70 graded examples can bring significantly higher prices. So what makes a 2004 quarter truly valuable? Condition. Errors. Certification. Most circulated 2004 state quarters are worth face value 25 cents. But uncirculated examples can sell for $1 to $20 depending on grade. High-grade certified coins, especially MS67 or MS68 examples, have sold from several $100s up to around $1,000 in exceptional cases. The real star of the year remains the 2004 Wisconsin extra leaf varieties. Those are the coins that still excite collectors today. And yes, they still show up from time to time. Picture this. You're counting change after a grocery run. You spot a 2004 quarter. Instead of tossing it aside, you flip it over. A cow. Cheese. Corn. You lean closer. Is that an extra leaf? That tiny detail could mean the difference between 25 cents and a few $100s. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It rewards curiosity. Now I want to ask you. Have you ever found a 2004 state quarter in your pocket? Did you ever check for the Wisconsin extra leaf error? And which state design from 2004 is your favorite? Tell me in the comments. I love hearing your stories. To recap, most 2004 state quarters are common and worth face value in circulation. Uncirculated coins can range from about $1 to $20. Silver-proof versions usually sell between $5 and $15 depending on condition. High-grade certified coins can reach several $100s, and the famous Wisconsin extra leaf error can sell for around $100 to $300 or more depending on quality and demand. Not every quarter is a jackpot. But the right one absolutely can surprise you. Top 4. Today we are talking about a quarter that confuses a lot of people, because technically, there was number 2016 state quarter. And yet, the 2016 quarter in your pocket could still be worth far more than 25 cents. Sounds strange, right? Stay with me. In 2016, the United States Mint had already finished the 50 state quarter series. That program ended in 2008. But in 2016, a new series was in full swing called the America the Beautiful Quarters program. And some of those 2016 quarters have rare features, special finishes, and high-grade examples that collectors are actively chasing. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how much these coins are really selling for. So let's clear this up first. If you're holding a 2016 quarter, flip it over. You won't see a state. Instead, you'll see a national park or historic site. In 2016, 5 designs were released: Shawnee National Forest from Illinois, Cumberland Gap National Historical Park from Kentucky, Harper's Ferry National Historical Park from West Virginia, Theodore Roosevelt National Park from North Dakota, and Fort Moultrie at Fort Sumter National Monument from South Carolina. Each design tells a story. Take the 2016 Shawnee quarter. On the reverse, you'll see a detailed image of Camel Rock with a red-tailed hawk soaring overhead. It's dramatic. Wide open sky. Rugged land. A true American scene. A slow close-up shot of that hawk under good lighting really shows the detail in the feathers and rock textures. Now look at the obverse. You'll see George Washington's portrait, slightly modified compared to earlier decades. The date 2016 is clear. Check just below, "In God We Trust," for the mint mark. P for Philadelphia. D for Denver. S for San Francisco. Here's where it gets interesting. Most 2016 quarters in circulation are worth face value. But collectors care about condition and special versions. And 2016 had something unique, special, burnished, and proof versions struck for collectors. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with mirror-like surfaces. If you tilt one under light, the background shines like glass while the design appears frosted. Some of these were also struck in 90% silver. Those silver-proof quarters contain real silver, which already gives them extra value above face value. In original sets, silver-proof 2016 quarters typically sell in the range of $5 to $15 each depending on demand and condition. But if you have one graded a perfect PR70 by a professional grading service, the price can jump significantly, sometimes reaching $100 or more depending on the design and market interest. Now let's talk about high-grade circulation coins. Millions of 2016 quarters were made. For example, the Shawnee design alone had hundreds of millions struck between Philadelphia and Denver. That sounds common. And it is. But finding one in near-perfect condition straight from circulation is much harder than people think. Coins get scratched, bumped, dropped, thrown into jars. High-grade examples graded MS-67 or MS-68 are surprisingly scarce. Some of these top-condition coins have sold at auction for several $100s. Not because they're rare in mintage, but because they're rare in perfect condition. And then there are errors. Error coins always bring excitement. On 2016 quarters, collectors look for off-center strikes, clipped planchets where part of the coin is missing, and double-die varieties in the lettering. Use a magnifying glass and check the words "United States of America" and "quarter dollar." If you see strong, clear doubling, you may have something special. There have also been instances of struck-through errors, where debris was on the die during minting, leaving unusual marks or missing details. These kinds of mint errors can sell anywhere from $50 to several $100s depending on how dramatic and clear the error is. Imagine this. You're at a store. You get change. A 2016 quarter lands in your hand. Most people drop it straight into their wallet. But you turn it over. You study the design. You check the mint mark. You hold it under light. That simple habit could be the difference between spending it and saving something valuable. So what's the real market value? Standard circulated 2016 quarters are worth 25 cents. Uncirculated examples might sell for $1 to $5 depending on quality. Silver-proof versions usually range from about $5 to $15. High-grade certified coins can reach several $100s at auction. And strong, verified error coins can range from roughly $50 up to several $100s depending on rarity and condition. Not every 2016 quarter is a hidden jackpot. But some absolutely carry more value than people expect. Now I want to know. Have you ever checked your 2016 quarters closely? Which 2016 design is your favorite? The soaring hawk? The historic fort? The national park scene? Tell me in the comments. I love seeing what coins you're finding out there. To wrap it up, while there was no official 2016 state quarter, the 2016 America the Beautiful quarters still offer real opportunities for collectors. Special finishes. Silver content. High-grade rarities. And exciting mint errors. Top 5. Today we are talking about a 2013 quarter that most people think is just spare change, but in the right condition, with the right detail, it can sell for hundreds of dollars. And here's the twist. Technically, there was number 2013 state quarter at all. So what's going on? And why are collectors still hunting 2013 quarters like treasure? In this video, I'm going to clear up the confusion, show you the exact 2013 quarters you should be looking for, the rare errors that can boost value fast, and the real prices these coins are bringing at auction. And trust me, one tiny detail under magnification can completely change what your coin is worth. First, let's fix the name. The 50-state quarters program ended in 2008. By 2013, the United States Mint was deep into the America the Beautiful Quarters series. So when people say, 2013 state quarter, they usually mean one of the 2013 America the Beautiful designs that in 2013, 5 new quarters were released. White Mountain National Forest from New Hampshire. Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial from Ohio. Great Basin National Park from Nevada. Fort McHenry National Monument and Historic Shrine from Maryland. And Mount Rushmore National Memorial from South Dakota. Let's zoom in on one of the most popular designs. The 2013 Mount Rushmore quarter. Flip the coin over and take a close look. You'll see workers carefully carving the faces of the presidents into the mountain. It's not just the finished monument. It shows the process. The craftsmanship. The ladders and tools. Under good lighting, those small details really pop. A slow camera pan across the carving scene makes you appreciate how much art fits into one small coin. Now flip it to the front. You'll see George Washington's portrait, the familiar obverse used on modern quarters. The date 2013 is right there. Check for the mint mark. P for Philadelphia. D for Denver. And S for San Francisco. Proof and special strikes. Here's where things get interesting. Hundreds of millions of 2013 quarters were minted. That means most examples in circulation are worth exactly 25 cents. But collectors don't just look at mintage numbers. They look at condition and special varieties. Let's talk condition first. Coins in circulation get scratched, worn, and damaged quickly. Finding a 2013 quarter in near-perfect mint state condition is much harder than it sounds. Coins graded MS-67 or MS-68 by professional grading companies are surprisingly scarce. Some of these high-grade coins have sold for several $100s at auction simply because so few survived without marks. Now let's move to proof and silver versions. The San Francisco Mint produced proof quarters in 2013 with deep mirror-like backgrounds and frosted designs. They also struck 90% silver proof versions for collectors. These were never meant for circulation. If you tilt one under a light, the reflection is clear and sharp, almost like a mirror. Silver-proof 2013 quarters usually sell for around $5 to $15 depending on condition and whether they're still in original packaging. Perfect PR-70 graded examples can bring higher prices, sometimes reaching $100 or more depending on demand and the specific design. But now we get to the part that keeps collectors searching. Error coins are always the wild cards. On 2013 quarters, collectors watch for double dies in the lettering, especially in United States of America, or the park names. You'll need magnification. If the letters show clear separation or shadow-like doubling, that can significantly increase value. Off-center strikes are another big one. If the design is clearly shifted and part of the coin is blank, but the date is still visible, that coin could be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s depending on how dramatic the error is. There are also struck-through errors, where debris during minting caused unusual marks or missing details in the design. These can be subtle or very obvious. The stronger and clearer the error, the more collectors pay attention. Imagine sorting through a pile of change. You see 2013. You almost ignore it. But something makes you look closer. The letters seem slightly doubled. Or the strike looks a bit off. That tiny moment of curiosity could turn a normal quarter into a collectible piece. So what's the real market value of a 2013 quarter? Most circulated examples are worth face value. Uncirculated coins typically sell between $1 and $5 depending on quality. High-grade certified coins in top condition can sell for several $100s at auction. Silver-proof versions usually range from about $5 to $15, with perfect graded examples reaching higher prices. Error coins can range from roughly $50 to several $100s depending on type and condition. Not every 2013 quarter is rare. But the right one absolutely stands out. Now I want to ask you something. Do you own a 2013 quarter? Have you ever checked it under magnification? And which 2013 design do you like most? Mount Rushmore? Fort McHenry? White Mountain? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear what you found. To wrap this up, even though there was no official 2013 state quarter, the 2013 America the Beautiful quarters still offer real opportunities. High grades, silver proofs, mint errors, and beautiful designs packed with history. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep discovering coins that most people overlook, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch the next coin breakdown on your screen. Because the next valuable coin you find might already be in your pocket, and now you know exactly how to look at it.